today we're going over what is possibly the strongest character in Honkai Star Rail, Seele. Roll for this character as soon as possible. You will not regret it. Let's get right into it. So unfortunately, my gacha streamer luck did not roll over in this game as it did with Genshin. I'm eternally depressed, sad, and I will never financially recover from this. However, we can still try the character though, which is nice. If you open up the main menu, we're going to go to Travelogue. Travelogue is where all of these characters have their trials. Let's go over the character first before we go too far into the gameplay. So Seele is considered a hunt. What's the hunt? Deals extraordinary amounts of single target damage, a damage dealer against elite enemies. Essentially, this is your main DPS character. Their combat type is quantum. Using quantum attacks to inflict weakness break will deal quantum damage and cause entanglement, delaying the enemy's action and dealing additional quantum damage to the affected enemy at the start of the next turn. When the enemy is hit, this extra damage will increase. Here's why this is so special. What is Seele's talent? What is her passive? Resurgence. Enters the buff state upon defeating an enemy with basic attack, skill, or ultimate and receives an extra turn. While in the buff state, the damage of Seele's attacks increase by 40% for one turn. Enemies defeated in the extra turn provided by Resurgence will not trigger another Resurgence. So essentially, you are skipping whatever turns are there on the table. You're getting an additional turn and an extra 40%. Now, the reason why they included this part, enemies defeated an extra turn provided by Resurgence will not trigger another Resurgence, is because the likeliness of you defeating an enemy with your extra turn is so high. It's ridiculous how much damage she does. Now, what we'll do is before we go over all of her other abilities and her constellations in this game, let's get into the gameplay to actually demonstrate exactly what we're talking about here. Because this is what makes me want to spend my whole 401k. Extraordinary stage, single target. We know this. When Seele defeats an enemy, she will get one extra turn. We just went over that. Bam. So here's what we're going to do. Here's where a lot of big head, forehead strategy comes into play, which I have 0 of, by the way. So we're starting off with 3 skill points. We're just going to do a base attack for her. By the way, her basic attacks look absolutely dope. We're going to do another basic attack here. We're not going to use any skill points. We're not going to shield. Now, in Honkai, obviously one of the unique elements about this game is that you can ult no matter what turn is happening. So for example, if the homeboy on the top left, it was his turn right now, once his turn officially ends, and let's say Seele's not up yet, we could still ult. That's universal for all characters.
Come on, I want to try something out.
Same, me too, but just gotta give me a second, man. That's what makes this so much better. So for example, we're gonna go here, we're gonna switch over to her skill, and we're gonna do the single target damage, which, by the way, it looks absolutely insane. Sidebar, but okay. He did not die. Sag. Regular attack. Bam. Now we have Resurgence. So after Seele defeats an enemy, she'll gain 1 extra turn. This is where that comes in. So we're going to do the skill. We kill him. Now what happens? Let's use our ult on this enemy right here. So we're skipping the other character's turn, using the ult. We just killed the character with it, and now we're back here with Seele. Now, the odds of you killing another enemy with your single target skill point attack is very high. What happens? Resurgence is now rebuffed. Now, technically speaking, this is a new battle, so it might be a little bit different when you're only doing single battles. But the fact of the matter is that you can sit here and pretty much infinitely use her. Now, she only gets the Resurgence once, and now it swaps off. Okay, we don't have her burst yet. So what makes this so special? The fact that you can sit there, use her, get the kill, get Resurgence, get another kill, burst, and then after that, use another skill. And unleashing tons amount of damage, as well as skipping over pretty much the roll section, or the order section. I mean, this is crazy. So here, let's try it again. We'll try it another way real quick, just to kind of see. There's a million ways. Now obviously this is a trial, so it's probably going to be a lot, it's going to be a bit more beefy here, and this isn't the real world. Unfortunately, again, my gacha luck was horrible. I spent equivalent to $90 with the bonuses. I didn't get anything, sadly. So let's do this. Let's do a regular attack here. So another regular attack, nothing special. Okay. Now we're going to special attack with Seele. Should kill the target. Okay. He's down. He didn't die. So he's going to kill him here on that. Regular attack. Now we have a Resurgence. So we are going to attack with this. Kills that target. It swaps over. Now we ult. We ult in, which is absolute. The ult animation is sick. What happens? She's back on the field because we just got a kill. If you're killing someone with that ult, you're back. You're back into the game. Now we're going to skill attack this person. See, if they die, they die. Resurgence once again. What are we going to do? We're going to skill attack this person because they're with the same element. And you pretty much just use your one character to eliminate, I can't speak, to pretty much eliminate 4 enemies. I can only imagine this is 1,000 times better in actual world gameplay as opposed to just the training. You can do a bunch of different combinations, a bunch of different strategies with this character, and it seems like it is still going to be super useful, especially if you're killing smaller enemies to get that resurgence to do attacks on, let's say, bigger bosses, bigger mobs in that crowd. Now let's go over all of her details. I wanted to show off the gameplay before we just sat there and talked for about 10 minutes. So base stats, what are we starting off with? HP 126, attack 87, defense 49, speed 115, 5/50. I think that crit damage ratio, I would assume that's basic to all characters. I really am not sure. Let's go over the skills. So basic attack deals quantum damage equal to 50% of a Seelee's attack to a single enemy. Okay, dope. She's scaling off of attack. So, and she comes with an 87 attack already, so that's nice. Clearly DPS. The ultimate, Seele enters the buff state and deals quantum damage to 255% of her attack to a single enemy. That's a lot of damage. Amazing. Her skill. Increases Seelee's speed by 25% for 2 turns and deals quantum damage equal to 100% of Seelee's attack to a single enemy. Do we see what's happening here? She's pretty much going to be scaling off of attack, which is amazing. I love to see it. Love the massive DPS. And technique. After using her technique, Seele gains stealth for 20 seconds. While stealth is active, Seele cannot be detected by enemies, and when entering battle by attacking enemies, Seele will immediately enter her buffed state. Bro, the game is too new. We have no idea what's going to be meta. We have no idea what's going to look like in a month or 2 months or 6 months, whatever the case may be. I can't see this character not being a vital part of anyone's team. If you want a big damage dealer and you're willing to either spend the money or grind for it for however long she's on the banner, this is the character. This is the character. We haven't even gone over the Constellation yet. So the Constellations or Eidolons, I don't know. I'm illiterate. I can't pronounce it. Number 1, number 1, I'm illiterate. What I say? When dealing damage to an enemy whose HP percentage is 80% or lower, crit rate is increased by 15%. The odds of fighting an enemy with an HP 80% or lower, especially if Seele is not the starting character on the field, is so high that this is just an immediate wow. Great. You can stop at C1 and you can live your best life pretty much and just be out here killing shit. 2, Dancing Butterfly. That one I could pronounce. The speed boost effect of Seele's skill can stack up to 2 times. Great. Number 3, Dazzling Tome. I'm again illiterate. Skill level +2 up to a maximum of level 15. Talent level +2 up to a maximum of level 15 as well. Flitting Phantasm. Regenerates 15 energy when she defeats an enemy. That's crazy. Piercing Shards, ultimate level +2 up to a maximum of 15. Basic attack level +1 up to a maximum of level 10. And then we have this. After Seele uses her ultimate, inflict the target enemy with Butterfly Flurry for 1 turn. Enemies suffering from Butterfly Flurry will take additional quantum damage equal to 15% of Seele's ultimate damage every time they are attacked. If the target enemy is defeated by the Butterfly Flurry damage triggered by other ally attacks, Seele's talent will not be triggered. When Seele is knocked down, the Butterfly Flurry inflicted on the enemies will be removed. Again, it's so new to really understand how all of this is going to work and with team comps and whatnot, but everything seems amazing from C1 to C6, and you're getting amazing utility just right out the gate from C1 if you're lucky enough to get it with the crit rate increased by 15%. Overall, we're going to need to see more testing on it, but I could say with a lot of confidence that this is probably the highest damage dealing character in the game at the moment. And with that being said, it's like, well, why not go for it, you know? I'm personally going to try to get her for however long she's left on this banner, but I love you and thank you for watching. Mwah. It's calling my name, so come on, baby, let's